Okay, so here we are. We have the actual floor plan here, and what I'm going to be doing is creating the walls for one of the runs here. And in this case, what I want to do is just start off with a simple polygon plane here. I'm just going to take it from the shelf. And you can see I've got my create polygon primitives interactive creation on. That's why it doesn't just create it in the middle of the grid. So I can click and drag where I want to create it. And so what I'm going to do is start off by creating a wall over here. You can see we've got a double course of brick running along here, and all I want to do is basically trace over a section of the wall with my plane. Okay, so that's going to be quite good. Next thing I want to do is start extruding out. So I'm just going to right click over it, choose edge. You'll see the edges go blue. Draw a marquee over the edge that I'd like to extrude. Then I'm going to go and press Control E. Okay, and from here I can just extrude up till I run into the end of the wall. Select the next edge that I'd like to extrude along, Control E, and that will go ahead and do the extrude option again. I'll pan over or truck over, Control E again, and it's a little bit much. I'm just moving that one as well to be pressing Control E. So I'm just going to actually select the item that I'd like, in this case another edge, to extrude, and just press the G key. And that's actually going to repeat the last command. So extrude down here, press G, extrude down here, select the next edge, press G, extrude over, and I'm just going to make a mental note that I'm actually extruding under either a door or a window here, and that'll come to be important later on. So then I'm going to, move over, press the G key, extrude along, and I'm actually going to stop again where I'm going to have a wall that's branching off this main wall so that I can extrude it later on. Press the G key, create another section. That's where we'll extrude down from later on. And I'll press G key again, run along here, G. All right, so I'm just continuing to extrude. Select the new direction that I'd like to extrude from. Drag down to the boundary of the window or the door. Press G again to extrude the edge. And I'm at the other side of the door now. I'm just going to press G, and I'm going to leave it there. All right. So I'm going to treat this as a door, even though it's actually a window. And then I'm going to treat this as a window. So what we're going to see now is that if I jump into perspective view, I can hold space if I want, right click and hold, and choose perspective. All right. If I zoom out, we're going to see that we just have this flat paper thick kind of tracing of the wall. So what I'm going to do is just go over to my select tool to exit out of the extrude. And now what I want to do is extrude the entire section up, except for where I may have doors that have a void basically and don't have any lip. So here, if I'm imagining this part, this door is actually just, you know, concrete out here all the way through into this section, for instance, even though it's a staircase, then I just want to remove this section. So I'll select it, right click and choose face, and just draw the marquee over there to select it. Now if I press 4 on the keyboard, maybe I'll see it. Nope, not quite. All right, so I'm just going to go and delete that one. So now we have face here, no face here, and faces along here. Okay, I'm going to draw a marquee over the entire wall that I'd like to extrude, and this should be done, you know, at the end when you've got your sections of wall all done for the building. I'm going to say extrude, and I'm going to extrude it up as much as I want to reach basically the base of my first feature. And what do I mean when I say feature? Well, I'm thinking of this window over here. So if this is going to be 600 mils or 900 mils off the ground, or 60 centimeters or 90 centimeters off the ground, then that's how high I'll go. So what I'm going to do is, you can see that our Z is our upright axis in this case. So I can go on my local translate and type in 90. Right? And now I know that I've extruded up 90 centimeters. And you can see we've got the void for the door already blocked in. And at this point, at 90 centimeters, I know that I don't want this to be extruded up any further. So I'll deselect it. Then I'll press Control E again. And now I just have to choose how tall I essentially want this window. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and say 1.2, right? Which is going to be 120 centimeters. There we go. Next item to do, next thing to do is to go ahead and just add a little more extrusion so that we can bridge across the top of the window and the doors. So to do that, I'll press Ctrl E once more and just put in the value that I like. So I'm going to choose 30 centimeters. There we go. Now it's just a matter of going and bridging over the sections, in this case the door. So I'm going to right click, choose face, select one side, rotate around, hold shift, select the opposing face, and choose the bridge option. Alright, that one's nice. If you find that it gets twisted, you may need to adjust your direction source or direction target. And it's just a matter of repeating that process over here for the window. So I'll select one side, select the opposing face, and bridge that again. You could press G if you want as well, if the last operation you did was a bridge. Alright, and I think that's probably the fastest and cleanest way that you can go ahead and build a wall accurately.